The Texas State Board of Education is considering a resolution that would threaten publishers not to push world history textbooks that some argue promote Islam while putting Christianity and other religions on the sidelines. The vote takes place later today down in Texas. And joining us right now from Austin is Cynthia Dunbar, an elected member of the Texas State Board of Education. Good morning to you, Cynthia.
Good morning.
Okay, so what are you trying to do?
Steve. We just want a fair and balanced, objective presentation of all religions. The particular problem arose when a constituent brought forward the bias within the textbooks and the basic nature of too much content on one religion over another religion. And so we're trying to make sure that there's an objective, fair, and balanced presentation within the textbooks.
And in fact, I know there was a world history textbook that was brought to your attention where it had, I think, 20 favorable mentions of Islam and barely mentioned Christianity and Judaism in a book about world history.
Right, absolutely. And when I say 20, I mean it was actually within the table of contents, bylines that address those sections, and then there was hardly anything addressing any of the Judeo-Christian tenets, and we know that that was the framework for Western civilization. And so you kind of can see the bias really quickly when you start looking at the content and this disparate treatment of the religions.
Why do you think some textbook publishers, Cynthia, put out textbooks that just slam, for instance, in this case, Christianity?
Well, I do think that, you know, this is one of the reasons why it's good to have an elected body, an elected board, where constituents can bring their concerns forward, because to speculate as to the reasons and rationale as to why a publisher would do that and their authors would put more material in, it would be endless. And they can have their own bias where they're trying to promote a particular position, but when you have an elected body that's accountable to the public, we can be responsive, and there's a redress for grievances when they bring these concerns forward, and that's what we're there for, and that's why this constituent was able to bring it forward, and we're trying to correct the problem.
Okay, so what's been the reaction from the publishers? Are they saying, hey, you can't threaten us?
Actually, we haven't had as much of a response from the publishers as we have from individuals who are writing in, encouraging us to go forward. Of course, there can be a stir on either side, but I think the publishers just know that when it is a non-binding resolution, but the only other redress would be for us to just outright reject a textbook, and I think it's fair to the publishers to give them due warning on the front end. Please do not bring us these textbooks because we will not be adopting them.
I gotcha. Well, you got a busy day down there in Austin today. Cynthia Dunbar, we thank you very much for joining us. She is an elected member of the Texas State Board of Education. Keep in mind, the reason we look at Texas textbook-wise is because the books that they approve with their curriculum are used all over the United States of America.